I'm planning on some very big bets, all on Trump for 2020. I've never lost a bet on a presidential election ever. Every single historical metric of relevance is for Trump, other than the polls, and the polls have no good history here in the United States or elsewhere when they disagree with those other metrics. But for the lockdowns, Trump wins this election easy, 5, 6, 7. And by easy, I mean modern American politics. That means 5 points, 4 points. That's what easy is here now. So that totally changed the entire electoral dynamics in ways that were, well, I mean, it's the reason why I say there's a 1 in 4 chance Trump would lose. I would normally say 1 in 10. That's where Professor Norpoth's model is. But, we've never had a lockdown pandemic during an election. We've had pandemics, but we've never locked down in response to the pandemic. And that created all economic, social, cultural factors that are just crazy. So but the key for the other fundamentals, what was the economy good before the pandemic? Yes. And most people don't blame Trump for the economic effects of the lockdowns related to the pandemic. And there he's outmaneuvered Biden by saying he would never allow another lockdown to occur. He's the first president in almost, 40, 50 years to not start some new conflict someplace. He needs to remind them that Joe Biden has backed every dumb war in history. But the difference is, while Biden sent your kid, the way Trump trust and respect soldiers is he doesn't send them to die in dumb wars like Joe Biden did.
No, that's no question. Biden becomes president. We already know where the United States will get involved in. It will get involved in the Libyan civil war. It'll get involved in Ukraine, probably in Belarus. And you just name it. Again in Syria, try to overthrow Assad. Kyrgyzstan, I mean, you just name it. And
we'll be in Venezuela. If the wrong person wins in Bolivia, we'll be down in Bolivia. I mean, it'll just be one disaster because especially if Kamala Harris is running things. I dealt with her a lot in California. Still the dumbest lawyer I ever dealt with in court. But she's just mean. She's like dumb mean. I mean, she's actually in certain respects worse than Hillary in that kind of like power-driven, the old Madeleine Albright Colin Powell debate all the way back where Madeleine Albright said, what good are soldiers if we don't use them? And Powell, back when he was on the anti-war side more of the equation, said the point of soldiers is to not use them, coming from the Eisenhower School of Republican thought. So I think we have a total disaster in foreign policy. Trump is holding back institutional politics in Washington. He hasn't been able to reverse it, but that's still a lot better than what it looks like if it's unleashed.